chats as well, so that we can get some more people engaged, I guess. So
Right. So
the longer the stereo shows run, the more people start to engage. I noticed that.
Okay.
So we can take about 5 minutes or so, just like until you set up, so it's fine. We can chit chat until then.
Okay, sure.
So what's the latest game you're playing at the moment?
This is new game called Hodl God. It's actually in pre-alpha, which is even before beta. So it's like pre-alpha, alpha, beta, and then basically it gets released. So yeah, it's like a very new game. I think it's been, people have been talking about it for a while, but it's now only getting like more activity. So I it's a game you can download to your computer. So I'm installing it right now. It's not just an online game. It's a, I think it's like you run around a dungeon and you kind of fight things. We'll see. I looked at some videos, but it wasn't very clear. So I'll download it and try to see what it is all about.
Okay.
And
sounds cool.
Yeah. So that's.
Is it on Steam or?
No, it's not. Most crypto games are not on Steam right now. They're slowly moving to Steam, but yeah, it's gonna take some time for people to adopt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like there isn't many good games right now on Steam. Like, and recently there's a lot of so I'm not on Steam as much, I guess.
I see. I think Little Nightmares 2 was hyped up. I heard the ending was not that great.
Oh.
But have you finished playing the first one?
No, not yet. I got the first one, right? I bought it and then I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so I'll finish it sometime. No rush because I have it already. And yeah, I didn't want to steal it in beta, but I found it on the Switch actually, so I can try the demo on the Switch. I think it might be easier on a console, like with the joystick and stuff, instead of just keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I know. It's less receptive, I guess, when it's a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. Interesting. What is this? So let's see. No one has really.
Yeah, we have one listener. Hi.
Hey, hello.
We're just starting up.
Yep. How about you? Who's listening? Let's see. How do you pronounce that? Storm Ready, and then I think the other guy, he might have left, or maybe two. There's two right now. Okay. Hi everyone. So let me. Okay, so we can get started, I guess.
Okay. So, what is your stance on the matter? Is it better to be single, in your opinion? And why?
Well, personally, I think it is better to be single. And it's kind of controversial. But you know, like I think I'm happy just the way I am right now, and if something does happen, like, then it will happen. But for now, I'm just happy. I'm contented. Yeah, I think it's like, I've been in relationships and they get really it can get really messy. So and a lot of drama, and I want a simple, easy life. I don't really want all that, drama. I think mostly drama.
I need you to elaborate that. When you say drama, is like the people that you dated actually were, very dramatic, or were they just not? You were not on the same wavelength, so it was difficult to communicate.
Well,
I'll tell you my side after you're done.
Yeah, okay. Well, what I meant was, like, there's a lot of things that it's not like we're on the same it's not like we're on a different wavelength. It's like, well, I mean, it probably is, I guess. How do I put this? How do I put this? I think there's certain things that they want, and it's like they don't really want it. It's just they want to keep up appearances, right? They want to
Mhm.
and sometimes they don't tell you what they want. Like, sometimes you don't really know exactly what women want, and it's really confusing for guys. Um, so I just like,
We tell you, but we don't tell you, kind of thing.
yeah,
I get
yeah.
what you mean.
It's like there's this thing I saw the other day. It's like, how come guys are not good at communication, right? And then
Uh-huh.
and then basically it's saying that we communicate differently, because when we play games we communicate very well, because we're like, it's life or death, right?
Yeah.
We need the guy to come and help us or rescue us, or cover for us when we're like playing like a shooting game, right? So we communicate really well. It's
Yeah.
just that women, like, they they the way they communicate is very different. Like, they try to make you read between the lines sometimes, and it's kind of annoying. And they, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it's just the way. I think it's just a big difference between male and female.
I kind of okay, so just to respond to that, because I am a woman,
Yes.
it's more to do with how we're raised and how we are told to communicate. Sometimes I think a lot of women do tend to have another person guess what they're thinking instead of actually vocalizing what they're thinking
Yeah.
or what they want.
Right.
And it's also about, if you're close to me and you understand me, and you say that you know who I am, and then you need to understand where I'm coming from without me telling you where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And it's not all women. I can't generalize. I don't want to generalize ever, but most people have issues in relationships because of that. Because women also have a tendency to be set in certain ways,
Yes.
or have expectations.
Yes.
And when those expectations are not met, they wouldn't say it's you've done something wrong. They would expect you to know that you did something wrong. I know it's complicated, isn't it? But those are some of the issues that actually lead to a lot of arguments or miscommunication. Yeah, I agree with you on the response. I believe it is better to be single, but it's also, I would say, situational.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, my thought process is that I would rather be single until the right situation, person, or circumstance presents itself.
Yes.
And I would not be the kind of person who would date, while I'm waiting for a long-term relationship, if
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people have a tendency to have long-term relationship, then until the next long-term relationship comes along, they do something in between because they don't want to be alone.
Yes.
Or they don't know how to be alone. And I don't think that's a good thing to do, because you're actually bringing in another individual to be your codependent or create an environment for you, and it's very selfish.
Yeah.
And it's not the right approach, and I believe a lot of people go through that. And yeah, I mean, I would be very upset if somebody used me until they found another person that they were looking for in this world, and I'm there like, I'm just a dummy sitting here waiting, allowing them to do whatever they want, It's just inappropriate. But going back to what you said, it's, I believe, 100% about open communication and also respect. If you respect another person just like you would want to be respected, and you openly communicate your feelings, your thoughts, and even though they're painful, because relationships are about work.
Yes.
It's about putting in all your efforts, and also not being the only one carrying the whole burden of the relationship either. It needs to be mutual. It needs to be a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And if that is there, then it's easy to actually, move through life together with another person.
Right.
But if you don't communicate, if you don't respect, if there is no trust, if there's cheating, if there's lies or pretense, or if somebody's actually curating their themselves and presenting themselves to be somebody they're not, that curated version will start to crumble.
Right.
And when that happens, the true person is not actually the person you fell in love with, or you actually know. It's a completely different person.
Right.
So I do agree with you. It's really important to have those things, and if those things are fulfilled, then it's actually easy to be in a relationship. But until then, I would 100% prefer to be single. And actually take time to learn, grow, build myself, learn to be self-reliant and self-sufficient, and also deal with all of the pain and trauma that has happened in my past, rather than bringing it into another relationship or another person and making them have to deal with it. So I personally chose to do that, and I feel I'm growing from it, and that's my stance at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. I think we all have to learn and grow, and it's not all about I mean there's a lot of things. It's not just one-sided, like you said. It's two-sided. Like both have to carry the weight. Yeah. So besides communication, I think the wavelength and understanding is very, very important as well, because everyone has a different background.
Correct.
So you have to give and you have to take, and you have to give more than you take.
But I'm going to take you to another concept, actually.
Okay.
Maybe I believe, just like in finance, like relationships have diminishing returns.
Okay. All right. Inflation.
When I say that.
Inflation. We have inflation.
So.
Okay. Go on.
When I say that, I mean, if you're putting a lot of effort into it, and you don't get another person to make or exert the same effort into that relationship, the interest or whatever you're getting out of it is going to not be as fruitful as the effort you've put into it.
Right.
So it's important that the effort is mutual. It needs to. It doesn't matter. Sometimes people have days when they just can't do things, or they're unable to put as much effort into the relationship. And then when you can't, that person needs to pick up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's about sharing, and it doesn't have to be 50-50. It could be 30-70 one day, but then that balance needs to be moving like a pendulum, It has to be constantly moving and enable that environment to sustain itself, right?
Right.
But then I'm going to take you into what I call the shared values.
Okay.
So as a foundation, if two people don't have shared values, and I call them the three, I've actually read a lot about this when I was younger. So it's family, finances, and faith. If you don't have these things as shared values, your moral compasses are going to be completely different. What you want in life are going to be completely different. So your purpose in life needs to be compatible.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then what happens is you're going to be like, it could be okay for a couple of months, a year, but when you start thinking about having a family, or like if you're really suffering, or you're really having to carry the burden of managing the finances for two people or more, because we bring our families and other elements into it when we are in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if your faith is different, then you don't look at the world in the same way.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
That's really
So
important.
if these things, so these things are very key. And I believe that if you have that foundation, and the relationship will definitely work.
I agree.
Otherwise, you're just like filling your time and space with just fillers until you get to the right person, which is wrong. So I say stay single until then.
Yeah, but I mean I agree with the second part, like the family, faith, and finances is very important. But the first part, like you mentioned about looking at it as a, sounds like you're looking at like a transactional relationship, but that's not how relationships are, right? It's not.
No,
It's not so concrete. It's not so calculated. Yeah.
Yes.
And people who calculate in relationships are very dangerous. I had a girlfriend like that who was very calculative, and everything was like, yeah, it got very like, like who's paying this time, who's doing this time, and then it becomes very, yeah, it's like you owe me or I owe you, and then that's not how it's very dysfunctional that way. So it got pretty messed up.
I didn't mean it that way.
I know, but some people no taken to the extreme extension, right? Like that's the logical conclusion. That's what it is. People can become really calculated, so you gotta be careful. I mean, I've had that relationship before, so I know it's not fun.
Well, I can tell you a bit about what I was married before.
No, I did not know that.
I was actually married for 6 years.
Oh, okay.
I married very young.
Uh-huh.
And I got divorced about now it's like 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I'm not gonna advise people on relationships without giving you the reality of it as well.
Yes.
I got into my marriage with rosy colored glasses of hopeful of having a family, of doing so many different things, and I was really looking forward to that kind of life, and I got into it. But then a year in, I found out that my ex-husband was actually pretending to be somebody he's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I say when he was pretending to be somebody he's not, I'm talking about pretending to have education levels that he didn't have. The fact that he was religious. I'm a Christian.
Yes.
And so I was, yeah. And then by the time it was our first year, I started to notice that he really didn't believe in Christianity or the Bible or anything, actually. And he changed. So I was married to one person, but then he became another person. This is an extreme case, but it does happen.
Yeah.
And so after that experience for me, I was adamant to, be single until I meet the right person.
Yes.
Because before him, I was also of the same mind that I didn't enter into multiple relationships. I wasn't the kind of person who was just having fun. I was raised in a very specific way, so I was waiting to be married and have children, etc. So for me, even after my marriage, it was the same mentality. I haven't changed because I went through what I went through.
Right.
So yeah, I still hold out. I've faith that one day I'll meet the right person. But until then, I'm not gonna reduce my standards. I'm not gonna, I don't want to put fillers in place until the right person comes along. And I have faith in God that even if it doesn't happen for me, then I will be at peace because I have done something to learn, grow, and become a better person than I was years ago. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But how do you know when the right person comes along?
I don't know. Well, I can tell you that when I got married, it was a Hollywood fairy tale type of thing.
Uh-huh.
I met him. It was love at first sight kind of thing, and he was perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
As in, I fell in love very quickly. We, started planning a wedding almost a year into our relationship, and yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I know the feeling of meeting the right person.
Okay.
But even though that person wasn't, yeah, but
Right
6
one.
years is not a small thing, right?
No, that's not. Wow.
But you know what? Do you remember that saying, like, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all? So
Yeah.
I believe in that.
Yeah. Isn't that Shakespeare?
Yeah, that is Shakespeare.
Yeah. Yes. I love Shakespeare. Yeah, so I mean the thing is, some people would say you have to keep shopping, and then you have to be in the market. If you're completely like not in it, right? Like if you're completely out of it, then how do you know when you find the right person?
Of course, you can't just be completely out of it.
Yeah.
You need to actually keep engaging with people,
Right.
of course, with the intention of finding the right person. You can't be like behind closed doors. I mean, we are in lockdown right now,
Mhm.
but I'm just saying, thank God for dating apps. You still can date, but I'm just saying that you shouldn't lower your standards to the point where it's difficult for you to see yourself.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah. I
I'm
agree.
saying that you can date, you can find out about people, but it should be like, I know you said don't be calculating, but I'm too pragmatic not to be.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, when you're dating, it's like going out for interviewing. Like, you're interviewing people. You're trying to find out who they are, what they're about. But
Uh-huh.
then in the back of your mind, you should never lose what you're about.
Right.
Just to be
right.
loved, you don't have to change who you are. And that's what I'm saying. Like, just to be, just to have that companionship or to have somebody in your life, you don't have to change.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, I think we got someone.
So one of the reasons why I love being single is because I find that most of the relationships, if not all of the relationships I've been in, I've had to be convinced or persuaded to be in that relationship with them. It's never like a mutual, like, yes, let's talk about it, let's build together. Okay, now let's take the next step. It's always like, I want you to be my girlfriend, or I want to do these things with you, and I'm going to do everything in my power to convince you, and I refuse to be your friend or accept anything less than that. And while it's happening, I guess I feel bad, like, oh, why don't I like this person as much as they like me? Or I guess sacrifice my ideals to meet them halfway.
Mhm.
But in the end, I lose. I always get the shit end of the stick for accommodating them.
And that's very, very important. Thank you, Celie. That's like exactly what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Tanya?
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
we should never, like, I love how people think that compromising is the best way to go about relationship, because I think a lot of movies, a lot of books, and everyone keeps telling you need to compromise, but compromise is actually an agreement.
Mhm.
It needs to be, like, if you Google it right now, the definition of a compromise is an agreement.
Yes.
So if it's an agreement, then both parties need to benefit out of it.
Yeah.
It's not that one person is going to be completely and utterly shattered and losing out and the other one benefiting from it. So
exactly.
when we do compromise, it needs to be with an understanding that you're compromising for specific reasons, but it's still not taking away from your foundation, from your moral standings or your values. And if that happens, then what's the point? You're actually obliging the other person and just sacrificing yourself constantly, and you will never be happy in that situation.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's good that you brought the definition, because a lot of people confuse it, and like it is part of negotiation. So I'm in business, so I negotiate all the time, and when you compromise, it's for a win-win. So winning, like both sides have to win something. It's like each one takes a step forward or takes a step back in order to come to an agreement. So if one side is losing, then it's not a compromise. It is a sacrifice, like you say.
Yeah.
So it's really important to.
But that's the thing. I mean, if you are in a relationship and you are open to that type of life, then of course that you need to accommodate that person, obviously, because you don't want to also be the one persuading them constantly to be exactly what you want them to be. They are a person, they have a personality, they have their own traits and other things that they come with. But that's the thing, when we decide to be in a relationship with someone, we actually have to take the good and the bad together. So it is, how far are you okay with the bad that they bring with them is also important to consider before jumping in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm also like typing it out as in the chat as well. So keep going.
Well,
I'm just taking notes.
So yeah. You're really taking notes. I like this.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, so how have you found being single though? What are the things that you found to be really great, and what have you learned from being single?
Oh man, I found that I have become a lot more free. I have more time and energy sometimes. Well, not energy. Sometimes is yeah. I have more energy. I have more time for myself. I'm able to pursue things I'm really passionate about. Like sometimes I feel like I have obligations when I'm in a relationship, and I have to do certain things which I want to do, I love to do because I love the person, but I could be doing something else which I need to do, but sometimes I have to switch my schedule up. You have to be very what's the word for it? I mean, I just have to, fit the person into my life, it seems. Because I have a lot of things going on in my life. So it's hard to, like... I would say, yeah, it's just... Sometimes it's like, it's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, right? It's really difficult. And very tricky, and you got to balance and juggle all these different things. So I prefer being single that way. Yeah,
I find it to be, I don't know, less problematic because I can do what I want on a daily basis without having to worry about another person.
Yeah.
And it also has kind of made my mind a little bit uncluttered. Like, I'm not constantly thinking of, oh, do I need to get groceries? I need to cook these things. I need to, there's so many things that you have to think about when you're in a relationship, and it's their family, your family, it's just constantly a lot of things happening in your life.
Right.
And there's so many social obligations that come from being in a relationship. Like if I'm by myself and I tell my friends, no, you know what, I can't make it today.
Yeah.
But like if you're in a relationship, you have to host gatherings. You have to. There's so many obligations that you have in life, and also it's like it kind of gave me time to think. To I would say just look at my personal development. Look at things I can learn. It gave me that much time to focus on things that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And self-care.
Yes.
That is one of the other things. And financial responsibility. I am now responsible solely for my own finances. When you're in a relationship, you have joint accounts, you have joint responsibilities, shared assets. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you start to worry about. And, once you start having kids or, like, even pets, and there's an additional, so it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But I also say I enjoy my own company. I've never. This is the thing. Everybody asks you, when you're single and by yourself, they're like, "Oh, don't you feel lonely?" No, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. There's two different things.
Exactly.
Like, I can keep myself entertained. I can game. I can watch movies. I can just do things that are interesting to me without having to answer to anyone. So yeah.
Yeah, I get it 100%. Like, that's exactly what I do. A lot of people are not comfortable with themselves. Like, they can't be by themselves, and they don't let themselves think. They don't let themselves have silence, right? And they don't introspect. Yeah. So that's actually really dangerous in this society, because people are always bombarded with noise and sound and music, and it never ends, right?
Yeah.
It's all day media. And I'm partly guilty of that too. But I have times when I'm just having solitude. Like, it's a good practice just to be, unplugged and away from technology, and just read a book, or just sit there and think and write and journal. That's what I do when you don't see me. Yeah.
That's good though.
It's very important. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a discipline, actually. To be by yourself, to be able to communicate with God and with yourself, and just spend time away from all the world.
Yeah. I completely, wholeheartedly agree with you. I learned about meditation, and I actually took advanced courses when I was 26, 27.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I've learned from that is to sit still and just do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about meditation. I'm talking about, like.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about,
Okay.
but I'm just telling you that I find
Okay.
it to be. It's actually great to have that solitude and to have time to just be by yourself and just not worry about all of the noise in our lives, including our phones. Sometimes I want to chuck my phone out the window, but
Yes. Yeah, I get it.
It's good for your mental health to also have a media break. It's also good to have some time just to let your mind think.
Yes.
Without the noise. And to read. I love reading as well. And my taste in reading can be a little bit interesting. I can send you some ideas of what I read. I love journaling as well. I always put pen to paper. Yeah, it's always something to do.
Yeah, we're old school.
Listen, it's not about my age. It's more to do with the fact that I actually prefer writing than typing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just looking at the old journals I've had and just thumbing through them sometimes, it's just like, wow, I had some really great ideas or interesting points in life. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I say old school, I don't mean you're old. It's just that you like things that are, back in the day, things that we used to do, like writing letters. Nobody write letters anymore. It seems. So yeah, it's just stuff
I
that.
used to love having pen pals when I was younger.
Oh yes.
That was like the highlight of my life
Oh, man.
when I was younger. Remember, there was this service that actually connects you to other
Yes.
people. That was before emails were
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah. I remember those days. Those were good days. Just
Yeah, you fill out a form and you tick the countries that you would
Yeah.
like to have conversations with. I had so many friends I used to write, and I used to get all these cards for Christmas and New Year's. It was so nice.
nice. Yeah, nowadays you can't even. I mean, there's actually a service right now. I think you can do pen pal type stuff, and you actually write letters and it takes a long time or something. Oh no, I think they do it digitally, but they just delay it, so it takes a long time for them to get an email, for example. But it's not the same. Yeah. It's like they're trying to imitate it, but I don't know.
It's not the same, is it?
It's not authentic. What?
No, I don't think it doesn't feel authentic though.
Yeah, it's like the person should be emailing me quicker because it's digital. Anyway, it's yeah. So yeah, I think I don't know. Do you enjoy? You sound like you enjoy being single.
I do.
Yeah.
Oops. My bad.
So would you? So are you still looking? Would you say, or are you just happy with it right now? And like, would you be happy single for the rest of your life, or you want to settle down one day?
Either way, I'm fine.
Okay.
And that's the mentality that I have now, because I must have a relationship mentality is not going to serve me any purpose at this point in time. And to be honest, it's like I think this 1 year being away from a lot of people and in lockdown has kind of made me look inward and trying to find what I really want in life. So either way, I'm good. How about you?
Like I think I want to be single for the rest of my life. I don't really want to get into a serious relationship. I'm happy just the way, yeah. I think, like I said, I think there's too much drama, too much politics, and there's a lot of like family stuff that gets really messed. It really messes things up. Like a couple of months ago, I was engaged actually, and then we eventually called off the wedding because there was a lot of family stuff, and I haven't actually talked about this much. But like I'm Chinese, and there's a lot of Chinese traditions from the other side, from her side, and I wasn't like, I'm a Christian, she's a Christian, and the parents were not Christian, so they were hung up on a lot of those Chinese traditions, which are rooted in idolatry and like superstition and religion. Yeah, so like in the end, it's just like if I was going to marry, I'm marrying into her family, and the family, like I'll be part of her family, and she'll be part of my family, right? So it's not just us. We got to take into consideration. There's a lot of people and other things we need to consider, and so it wouldn't work out in the end.
Yeah, so I can imagine how difficult it is to, I mean, trust me, I if I could get back all the money I spent on the wedding or the event, because in our culture we have like 5 events.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay.
And my actual wedding, it's considered small. I had 500 guests.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a whole day affair, and then the next events actually had over 100 people each. So I'm just saying, all the money that was spent on that, if they invested on anything else, like I could have invested on crypto.
You could have been. You'd be so well off.
I'd be rich now.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I'm just trying to lighten the mood, but I
I know.
understand where you're coming from.
No, you have no idea. Because my wedding, there would have only been 5 people, or no, 10 people, 10 people at the most, because of COVID, right? So
Yeah.
I had a really good deal. Yeah.
You had the best deal.
I know, but no, but no. I think she wanted like her friends and family and like a few hundred people.
Yeah.
Like I told her, like I want something simple. I've always wanted something simple. Like you know, even from before COVID, like when I was young, I was like, I just want to go to a park and get married, like something small. It doesn't have to have a lot of people, a few witnesses, that kind of thing. Like it's not because I'm poor, right? It's just because like I don't want all. It's like it becomes like a show, and I don't like.
Mhm.
It's like yeah, it's between us and God and our families, right? It's not like we don't have to put on a show to
Oh, but
honor to
your
show.
family is the one that makes you do that, by the
Yeah.
way. For me,
Yeah.
I started off with 10 people. I said I want just 10 people, small wedding. I just want to go to church,
Yeah.
then go back to the house and have a small
Yeah.
lunch,
Yeah, exactly.
luncheon, or maybe something, or a reception. Simple
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
And then I ended up with so many guests because my parents brought me a list.
Oh.
His parents brought me a list.
Oh, man.
And do you know how many people we invited from our friends? I think about 20 people. The rest
Oh.
of them were people that my parents and his parents invited.
Yeah. I think it's like
Half the people I didn't even know.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the best time to get married
But
is
how
during
about
COVID.
kids, though? How
Kids?
about kids?
No, like
Yeah.
kids. I don't personally. I don't like kids. Like I think they are very annoying and they're very noisy.
Daniel.
No, like I'm just like I'm very practical that way. Like it's besides continuing the family line, besides that, it's like there's no real purpose for it. It's annoying, and the thing is, once the woman has a kid, like they don't look at you anymore. They just focus on the kid all the time. It's just a fact of life, right? It's like to them the most important thing is the kid, right? Your relationship with the,
But that, yeah.
it's unfortunate, but that's how
Yeah.
it usually is. Like it's like this is my baby, it's my flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, kind of thing. And like, I gave birth to this person, so it's mine. And like, they would lay down their life, and rightly so. But it's like the relationship will be so different once you have a kid. So the person,
Yeah, true.
the person I love and marry would be, consumed by this baby.
Oh, you both be consumed. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I know. But from this point, from a non-parent point, it's like the relationship would be so different that I don't want that. I want this person. Like even if I get married, I want to be. I don't want kids. Right? Even if I get married, we will not have kids. Okay, someone responded.
No, I know what you mean, Daniel. For me, I always thought, like, honestly, I do like the curiosity of kids. There's an element that they have that adults do not possess. Everything is like exciting and fun and new to them.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but there's that element of wonder that we don't have anymore. At the same time, I don't want to take care of a fucking kid, like that's so it's just too much to do. They're always doing shit, they're always like climbing on shit, and it's like, get off of there, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Right. Exactly.
It seems exhausting. I feel like whenever I have a kid, I'm gonna be like 50 and like my life's over. Like I just said that my life is over and I'm not trying anymore, so now I'm gonna have a kid.
Yeah.
I knew that was funny. Thank you for commenting in.
Yeah, that's precious.
I like his point of view.
Yeah, that's classic.
I
Yeah.
like his point of view.
No, that's kind of like what I think also, because you're always afraid the kid will hurt themselves, right? Like, and then you start screaming at them, and anyway. Yeah, you were saying?
No, but you're supposed to be guiding them and taking care of them and making sure that they become responsible, good adults. So it's a lot of things to worry about, It's like, yeah. I used to think I want to have kids, but then I think the last couple of years I've made up my mind that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not meant to be parents. I don't think I am meant to be a parent.
Okay. That's
It's
all right
not
too.
because
Yeah.
I don't like kids,
Mm-hmm.
but listen. This is the thing. Ever since I was a child, I always used to think that it's gonna be very. I never saw myself as a parent or as you know, when you're growing up and
Yeah,
kids play like
Yeah.
house and
Yeah,
they pretend
yeah,
to have
yeah.
children.
Yes.
I used to think my dolls were my friends, never my children.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was that child.
Okay.
I was that weird child. So like,
But
so
the thing.
growing up though, you're like put in under pressure by society, of course, that you know you're a girl, you know, once you're a woman, this is you know part of life. You get married, you have kids, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll have kids. I got married, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have 2 to 3 kids, and that was what we agreed with my ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
But then he decided halfway through, I don't want to have kids. Not halfway through, just like a few months into our marriage, he was like, I don't want to have kids. I never thought I want to have kids, and I was like, okay.
You guys should
This
talk
is
about
weird.
that. You guys should talk a little bit before that. You didn't talk
We
about.
had.
Oh, you had. Okay.
We talked about it.
Hmm.
He wanted to have like 5 kids.
Wow.
That's what I negotiated down to 2.
And then now he wants 0.
Let me
Oh,
explain,
man.
Daniel.
Okay,
like
yes.
seriously, this is what happened.
Okay.
He became a vegan. He became atheist, and he decided not to have kids once we were married. So I don't know what happened to him.
It's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself.
No, it's not my fault. I can't take responsibility for a grown man's decision. I can't.
No, I know some people blame themselves first.
Listen, in the beginning I used to think, okay, maybe what did I do to this guy that he's decided to go completely left? But after a while I started to realize that, you know, some people do not know themselves that well.
Yes.
You know, they really do not know what they want in life,
Yeah.
and they get into relationships to fulfill the gap that they have in their souls, just to fill that empty space, and it's just wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, anyway, so I thought I would have kids, but then recently I've been like, nah, I don't think I would be the right person to have children. But yeah, so I'm with you on that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good job.
Good job. My mom would not agree with you. But yeah, sure.
Well, yeah.
She's constantly asking, like, what? You know, you don't have to have a husband, or you don't have to be in a relationship. Why don't you just have a child
Just
before
adopt
you
one.
get too old?
Just adopt one. Like, she's talking about adoption?
Adoption, or listen, my mom is saying she would she'll turn a blind eye to this. You just have a child. I don't care. You're like grown up now.
Wow.
It's that bad. It's that bad.
Yeah, okay. That is some serious stuff there, huh?
I know. Can you imagine the pressure though that you women have to face? Like, especially once you reach a certain age, it's like, your clock is ticking now. You need to do something. But I'm like, nah. If it's not for me, it's not for me. Like,
Right.
it's not a clock. My clock has not been ticking. It's I don't even listen to it anymore.
Yeah. It's a different time zone now. Huh?
Completely different time zone.
Oh, man.
Probably on Mars. It's left. It's left the Earth.
Yeah.
It's not in this sphere at all. Yeah. Anyways.
That's hilarious. No, I
That's what we deal with.
yeah, and it's true that women have this pressure, especially from the parents, from themselves, to have kids and that kind of stuff. So it's very, yeah, it's very I think guys don't have that. So it's so I don't know how bad it gets, but I know it's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel blessed that I'm in this part of the world because they're a lot more understanding than if I was back home in Africa and Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Because there, a woman of my age who hasn't had children is not really seen in the same way as a woman with children.
Yeah.
There is a certain amount of respect, and they would actually try to say, oh, you focus too much on studying, or you focus too much on, your career, and that's why you have not been able to, have children. So there is a connotation, regardless of the effort you've made, or even if you were married before, etc. It's like they wouldn't be understanding of your circumstance because it's just considered to be wrong in that society.
Yeah.
It's like the goal of a woman is to reproduce and nothing else, basically.
Yeah. There's this show actually on Netflix that I saw I think a month ago, Bridgerton, and basically like it's set in the French, anyway,
British.
The British. Sorry, the British. So you've seen it, yeah. So it's set in that British time many years ago, and women are just basically the main purpose is to look pretty, get married, and then have kids, basically, yeah. So, it's
imagine that in this day and age, and it's still there.
It's still there. I think it's still there. In the back of everyone's mind, it's still like, don't put career. Some women have done that. They've put career in front of everything, and then they've completely neglected their family and their responsibility. But it's not really like, not everyone has to have kids. Not everyone should or is meant to have kids, right? So that's not a job.
I also don't believe that all, listen, as a person who has a mom who was very career driven and who was traveling a lot, and but I grew up to be a perfectly normal human being, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure on women that if you have a career, you need to stop working so that you can provide a normal life for your children, or you need to kind of leave your work once you have children. It's just, I don't like that. And also, my sister's got 2 kids now, and she's a surgeon.
Yeah.
So she's brilliant at her job, and she's also really a good mom. So you can have it both if you do. It's all about balance. Everything in life is about balance.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, if you can handle it and you can balance everything and you're good at that, then go for it. But your job is not just to be a mom or be a parent, right? I mean, that's the most important thing. Obviously, more important than a job. But if you have kids, your responsibility and your heart and your mind and your attention is all towards the kid and the family.
Yeah.
So you got to choose carefully.
Fully agree with you. Yep. And everybody's choices shouldn't be the same. I think we're diverse enough. We're in this day and age where we can make those choices and still. The human population is not going to die off because a couple of people decided not to have children,
Exactly, yeah.
We have too many people on this planet already.
We still have more space. We have lots of space in this world for kids, for people. There's no shortage of that.
A lot of space, but not resources, though.
Yeah,
that will be another topic.
Yeah, so we need to move to Mars. We need to hop on a plane, a rocket, and go to Mars. I think
Let's do that. Let's do that. It must be a nice view from Mars, though. Earth looking all blue, like a blue marble.
But it's a one-way trip. You're not coming back. If you go, you're not coming back. It's a one-way trip.
Yeah. Can you imagine though going there? Like seriously,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
I've thought of it. Yeah, I'm like I don't mind going as a as a pioneer, because I'm a pioneer. I like doing that kind of stuff.
I also believe like people who are explorers or people who are really hungry for knowledge don't tend to be in relationships, because things start to become a routine and very monotonous when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I find that for myself as well. Yeah, every day is different. Every day is very, very different. If it's the same, I get really bored. And I'll find something new to do. So, maybe it's my personality, or just, yeah. Do you,
Yeah.
You too? You find that too?
Yes. That's why I actually made that assumption, because it feels like we're on the same page about a lot of things.
Okay.
So I'm thinking maybe it's because he has this exploring mind that doesn't like to settle. So it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've attempted to, I've tried to, but it just, at the end of the day, it's so draining. Like, it's so, it takes too much out of me, and it changes me to become something I'm not. And like, I know myself, so I know like relationships are fun, but then when you get too serious and you start to settle down, and it becomes a routine, it becomes it becomes, it's like a loop, it's like an endless loop. A spiral.
Oh my god.
Undefined.
Okay, I'll tell you a bit of one thing that I did throughout my marriage.
Okay.
Do you know how many times I changed houses? Guess.
7?
Take a guess.
7?
Almost 5.
Okay.
I got bored.
Wow.
My mind was getting so bored that I had to change my environment 5 times to actually.
No wonder he was like.
Hey.
It's like, what's going on? Like, how come the keys don't work anymore? He goes into the house and like, this is not your house anymore. What? You moved
Listen,
again?
I'm a logistician, so he didn't even have to worry about anything. I packed, I unpacked, everything was perfect every time. I was a complete Stepford wife as well, and that's the other thing. My personality changed a lot when I was a married woman.
Interesting.
I used to cook, clean, do everything, and yeah, it was weird. I didn't even recognize myself at some point.
You sound like a good wife.
I was. I tried to be, but yeah.
But you get bored easily.
You know what? That's my tagline for dating. I get bored easily. What are you bringing to the table? Are we jumping off a cliff? I don't know.
That's a little crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
No. I'm all about being upfront. Put your crazy on the table before anybody finds out. Like, you don't want to surprise them with the crazy.
It's like, yeah, what we doing tonight? We're going skydiving.
Yep.
And I folded the parachute for you. And I folded the parachute for you.
Yeah, it's here, right here. I brought it with me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a date like that? You'd be like running the other way.
No, actually, I don't mind.
Talking about dating though, like, have you ever had a very interesting experience, like a story about dating that you felt was really weird?
I'm sure there are some. You let me think. You go first.
Okay, so I was just thinking about this date I had, it was a first date. It was very, we met on this app called Hinge.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met him, and I met him in London.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to meet for lunch, but the guy comes and says, so he meets me at the station.
Yeah.
We always use the station when I go to London.
Okay.
So he meets me at the station, and we go to, we were supposed to walk to the restaurant because it was close by. And we were walking there, and he's like, I'm not hungry anymore. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do then? Because we have a reservation.
Yeah.
He's like, let's just go to the cafe. And so we went to this cafe.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's this guy doing? And then the guy doesn't order anything except gets water.
Okay.
So I was hungry because I didn't have lunch, so I ordered my lunch. I'm like, do you want to have anything to eat? Because I felt very awkward
Yeah.
with the person just sitting there staring at me with water.
Of course. Yeah.
And then the guy who was really normal over like text, because that's how you get to meet people,
Yes.
right, nowadays?
Yes. Yes.
In real life, he was so weird.
Huh.
He was like a completely different person.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bizarre. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been on some of the dating apps, and yeah, there's some people I've met as well, and they are kind of eccentric, I guess. It's a nice word for it.
Oh, no. This isn't eccentric.
Okay.
So let me finish the story. At the end, like I was getting a bit worried about the way he was like looking at me.
Yeah.
And then at some point he picks up the knife and he's like, I really want to change everything about you.
Wow. Okay, that's
I was like,
borderline.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was scared for my life. At some
course,
point,
yeah.
I was like, what? I didn't understand what that meant, so I asked him, what do you mean you want to change everything about me? Like, he's like, you have some good things about you, but I really want to change everything about you. And I'm like, so you shouldn't be on a date with me.
Yeah, exactly.
But he had a knife in his hand while he
Yeah.
was saying that, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go now. Thank
Yeah.
you for the lovely time. And I paid the bill and left. I swear, I was like shocked.
Yeah, that's traumatizing.
Mhm.
You can get some PTSD from that.
Do you think? Of course. Yeah, some people just.
I don't know, like, that's the thing. I found a lot of unstable people on dating apps actually. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's also a lot of lonely people who just go on dates and they don't really want to continue dating. Like sometimes I've gone on dates where it's just one time, and then like after that they just ghost you. They just disappear, and you're like, what happened? What did I do? Did something happen? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. I'm one of those people who's polite enough to give you a call and let you know that, thank you very much for a great time, but I don't think we're compatible.
Exactly.
And I wish you good luck. And yeah, because I feel like it's wrong not to give people closure, or at least tell them that, you know what, this is not for me, but I appreciate your time and the conversation that we had, and end it there. I wouldn't. It's kind of rude. People are just rude sometimes,
Yeah.
And the whole ghosting thing is inappropriate. We're all human. We have feelings. We have we've put time and effort into a person, even if it's for a short time. It's our time and effort, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It needs to be accounted for. So, yeah. It's just, unbecoming. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have closure. So I still keep in touch with them. Like every time there's like a holiday, I'll just send them a message, and and they never respond. So I think I stopped doing that. But initially I did it for like a year and then see what happens, because I give them like grace, in case they change their mind or something. But I mean, they never tell you yes or no. It's just they leave you hanging. And yeah, so it's kind of funny. And some people will reply, "Oh, I'm married now." Actually, okay. So the story of this is a good one. I finally got one. So there's this one I met, and then we were really like, I had to drive 2 hours to her city. It's far away, so I had to drive 2 hours there and drive 2 hours back home. So it's like 4 hour driving, and then it was quite far for me. And we went on a date. We went for a movie. We had dinner after that, and I made a whole day. So I went early, and we had this whole day. And in the end, we were talking the whole day. We were really like compatible, right? But at the end of the day, like, after, I don't know what happened, but after that we stopped talking. And then she told me that she's now, seeing someone else, and now, then in a few months she got married. And it was very surprising because, like, yeah, like, we became Facebook friends. and we're still friends. We're still talking. We don't talk as much, but it seems like we are still friends. Like, we have gone on a date before, and it's just, I don't know. It's just what I don't really understand. I think she was looking for something that, I think she was looking for someone who would marry her quick. And I think she was also married before, and so I think she wanted to find someone to continue. And she had no kids, but I think she wanted to continue being married. And I wasn't really ready to get married at the time. It was in a few months. It was really a short period of time, which, you need to get to know someone longer before you get married. But apparently,
but she probably was dating other people at the same time.
Maybe. But yeah, and then yeah, I mean, I saw the husband's pictures and everything, and I was kind of surprised because they don't really look like they look like they're from very different worlds. So I don't know the full story, but I'm just saying that is pretty bizarre for me.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, but sometimes people just do things randomly because they feel like living with someone, being married to someone, and if you've been in a relationship for a very long time, you start having these codependency tendencies. Like, you want to be around someone, you want somebody to help you with things, and you stop being self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And so once that relationship is over, there's a void that's created, and you need to fill that void quickly so that you can actually survive being okay with being the way you are. Otherwise, it's there are a lot of people who suffer from issues like that. It's just, they get depressed, they get anxious about doing things. Even, like, minor repairs in their house would become like monoliths of issues, and they can't handle it.
Yeah, but that's depression. Yeah, that's like being depressed.
Yeah.
And
that's why people rush to get another person, or to get another husband or wife.
Okay.
I mean, if you have kids, I understand. You want to have a father figure or mother figure for the children, or there are some people who have legitimate reasons. But if you're just by yourself, and I don't know. I don't think the other person is getting the right person at the right time. So you have to be considerate about the other person as well, not just be selfish to fill that void.
Right.
But interesting story.
Well, yeah, I chalk it up to relationship. I mean,
you drove 2 hours for a date. You are, you're a keeper. If somebody drives 2 hours, like, seriously.
Well, I chalk it up to distance because it was a really long, far distance, and we can't really be, like, it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna be really difficult in a relationship, right? Because 2 hours is a long time to drive to meet someone. Like, on a ongoing basis. But yeah, but she was really nice, and she had a good job and everything. Like she's a really good person. It's just I don't
Okay.
really understand, and we never really talked about it. But um, it's funny because like people just say, "Oh, I'm married now," like, and
Like out of the blue, they're
yeah,
like
I mean like,
dating like
but
2 days ago, and now they're married. You're like, what?
but yeah, I
How
mean
did
like
that happen?
exactly. I'm like, but weren't we just going out like a few months ago? So that person was really really fast.
Yeah,
Um,
or you know what though? Sometimes people don't tell you what they're doing because they could be dating multiple people, or they could be, like having cold feet. So they were like trying to see if there were other people that would,
yeah,
kind of spark an interest in them or something.
right, right.
So yeah.
And that's fine. You just have to anyway, yeah. I mean, I've actually done that before. Cause dating, like you can date multiple people at the same time, and
Of
you,
course.
yeah, and people don't understand that. They're like, aren't you? Yeah, I had this. Yeah, I had this one girlfriend, and she was really upset about that when she found out I was dating someone else.
You didn't declare that you're exclusive, right?
Yeah, no, no, we did
So,
not. No, no. So she was like spreading lies about me and stuff with her friends, and eventually got around to the person I'm dating, because it's a small circle, it's a small, yeah, we have mutual friends. So eventually it got back, and there's a lot of drama and stuff like that. But it's I mean, you got to say exclusive. And dating there's a lot of new rules, especially with online dating and um,
oh my God,
yeah.
there's so many different types of relationship types, even situation types. Like, it's just
Yeah.
what they call situationships. Yeah, so
Okay.
like people can't even commit to say, "Oh, I'm dating you," so they needed something. So they needed to tag it as something. Sorry.
Right,
So
right.
now it's called a situationship. Like,
Oh, okay.
so that's between being single and being in a relationship.
Wow. It used to be.
It's like it's meant for non-committal people who just like, cannot be bothered about being with someone permanently.
Tell me more about that. I'm interested.
So okay, I'm just giving you some examples.
Okay.
So when, for example, you meet someone, but you're both commitment phobes.
Okay.
So you don't declare yourself as boyfriend and girlfriend, but you do everything that a boyfriend and girlfriend do. You don't have an obligation to text or call every day. You can meet up at any random time that's suitable for the two of you. And yeah, I mean, it's basically a relationship without the obligations.
That's
You're very quiet. Are you taking notes?
yeah. I typed out situationship, and then I got a spelling mistakes like this word does not exist.
It's an urban word, probably.
Yeah, let me check it out. Interesting. I'm learning new stuff. Oh, there's
So,
actually
yeah.
there's actually articles about this. Let me check it out.
And there are the other things as well, like friends with benefits, like people who, yeah, it's a different variation to the situationship, but it's just that you're friendly with the other person. You're more friends than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get the
Yeah.
I get the other one, but this one is new to me. Situationship. Interesting.
Okay, so what I'm reading says it's less than a relationship, but more than a casual encounter.
Yeah, it's like an ongoing.
Yeah,
Oh man.
exactly. It says it's a situationship refers to a romantic relationship that is and remains undefined. A
Yeah.
situationship is that space between a committed relationship and something that is more than a friendship. Yeah, basically what I said.
Yeah,
Unlike
exactly.
a friends with benefit or relationship, there isn't consensus on what it is. So you just, yeah.
Okay.
But that can lead also to a lot of confusion, especially if somebody starts to have feelings, or, you know, if it drags on and it doesn't actually materialize to be something, then it's not really that great, is it?
No. Yeah, I've actually seen this example. I guess now that I have a word for it, I've seen this example in another Netflix TV show. I watched it on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, it's I don't remember the name of it now. It was trending. It was trending a few. I think it was trending last year, last month. Sorry. Let me find the name of it. But yeah. I mean, okay. So situationship. Anyway, let me find it. Do. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the media that's being promoted in the media, but you don't really know what it is. But you see it and you think, oh, it kind of makes sense, but maybe it doesn't really make sense.
But I also feel like there's a lot of movement to name everything or coin a terminology for something.
Right.
Because, again, this is putting a definition on something that can't be defined. You know?
Yeah. It
makes absolutely no sense.
It's an undefined relationship.
Undefined relationship is a situationship.
Yeah, why didn't they just say undefined?
Exactly.
It makes so much more sense. Or now relationship.
No relationship.
But that's different. It's like a relationship.
It's like hashtag trending. Like we have now a trending relationship, and it's no longer trending after a few months.
Random. Yeah, no. It's like relationships that programmers are into.
Programmers are into, really? Is that what it says?
Relationship, yeah. Alright.
What is this article? I have to find it serious.
No. So, yeah. What are we talking about now? So yeah, why do people need to why do people feel the need to define everything, like to define the relationship, to name it, to give it a label? Like, do you see that? Do you notice that?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
But it's just because earlier you said don't think of it as a financial transaction, but it's like that. It's like you're putting something on the table and you're expecting something in return.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the mentality. And I believe also, like, the depiction on movies, series, or books is that if you do certain things, like if you go out on a certain number of dates, then this person owes you this, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's not just about, like, I don't know if we can dive into this, but, you know, the aspects of a relationship and the timelines around relationships are actually dictated by all of the things that we hear and we see, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has this ideal and expectation, and that's why they expect it to be like, oh, we are now 2 months into the relationship, we need to do this and this, and we need to actually say we're boyfriend and girlfriend, or now we're a year down the line. We need to move in together. Now we've, moved in together. Then now we need to get married or get engaged. It's like the sequence of events have
Yeah.
been mapped out, and we're expecting things to happen that way. And that's the reason. And it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, why don't we just let things happen naturally? Like, just let it be. And if it happens, it happens. Like, do you have to calculate the day that somebody tells you they love you? Or do you have to calculate the day that somebody says, oh, this is my girlfriend? It comes to you naturally. Like, if you've been hanging out together and dating for a long time, you automatically start becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. You don't have to stipulate, oh, as of today, we are boyfriend and girlfriend,
No, but people do that so that they can have anniversaries. Like, oh, this is our 30th day. This is our first month, our second month, our sixth month, right? Half a year. So then you have. I think it's more like to calculate and to measure and to define the relationship again, and then to know what the
But
next
then
steps
you're
are.
looking at it from an analytic point of view, which is all of the statistics will show you that no two relationships are the same.
No, I think it's
So
just
what measure are you using to measure the success of your relationship? That's my question.
it's not
Like-
it's not to measure the success of the relationship. It's like an illusion of progress. Like, you're moving forward in a relationship. You're moving from like platonic friends to, like, people who are dating, and then people who are it's just like progression, right? So eventually you become more intimate friends, become romantic partners, become a couple. Like, there's all these definitions, all these words that it's like climbing a stairs, climbing stairs. There are many different steps up the stairs, right? And then yeah.
That's interesting that you mention it, because
Really?
I feel like it's about external people validating what you're doing as well. Because now that we live in the social media
Yeah.
age where everybody has to post their relationship statuses, have to post their relationship goals, look at us together,
Yeah.
It's not about the two of you or just the two of you developing that relationship. It's more external, and my boyfriend bought me this flower for our 1 week anniversary.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, seriously?
Well, I think personally, I don't do that. I don't like put on my relationships on social media.
Yeah.
But that said, is because, like, even no, my girlfriend and I, we don't tag each other. We don't put ourselves on social media. We don't. Even on Facebook, I would like say in a relationship, but I wouldn't say with whom. Like, just because it's between us. It's not for the world to see, right? So people who know us would see it, but it's not for
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a private
No, I-
relationship. Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree. And the reason I'm actually really happy that you say that is because I did the same. Nobody knew about me dating my ex-husband until I was engaged to him.
Mm-hmm.
My family did
Yeah.
know that I was dating, but nobody outside of my close circle actually knew what I was doing and how I was moving until I was engaged, and that was it. Yeah.
Did they know when you
But
moved?
maybe it's because I was engaged 3 times before.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
No,
Wow.
let me rein it in. I've been engaged 3 times in my life,
Yeah.
and I was married with the third person that I got engaged to. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I'm a serial fiance.
Oh, wow. I guess you should live. You should live in that movie, that show. Back when.
What, the 90-day fiance? No, you did not just say that to me. No. I loathe that show. It's like the worst show ever.
Well, Bridgerton?
Especially the one with Big Ed. Oh, yeah. No.
No, I'm not talking about Bridgerton.
I'm talking about the reality show.
Oh, no. I don't watch reality shows. They're not real. They're all fake. Okay. Yeah.
Fake.
Well, no, I was talking about Bridgerton. Like, you know, how... Yeah, you get lots of proposals, and you've seen it before, right? The point of the the season. This is a season. Everyone should get, you know, who's the best and who. Yeah, exactly. And like the most eligible bachelor and stuff like that. Anyway.
Yeah. But you know what? I would say this. I didn't fail any of my fiancés before. They were one of them actually, we mutually agreed that we were not ready because I was very young. I was 22.
Uh-huh.
The second one, he cheated on me, and I found out on Facebook.
Okay.
The girl that he was cheating was tagged him on photos of
Wow.
them together. And I found out.
Uh-huh.
And he completely denied it, and the girl blocked me, removed the tags the next day. But, you know, it was too late. Damage was done. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What if?
Facebook breaking relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if that was on the blockchain, she couldn't have deleted it. we need relationships on blockchains, on the ledger.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to. There would have been a record of it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. This is a transaction record. This is the hash.
Still exists. Yes.
I think eventually it's gonna be like that. Joking aside, I think eventually like land, property, all those things will be on the blockchain. So everything will be like, this is who owns what, and this is who did what. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, it's just so funny. Oh man. But yeah. But he shouldn't be. Did she not know that you're with him? Like, but you were engaged
she
too.
didn't.
Oh, she didn't. But then.
Yeah.
So,
No, but okay. So remember, like he was away on work, for work, and he was away. It was a very long time ago. And he was supposed to be deployed for some work business, and then he ended up meeting this person. And yeah, and that happened.
Wow. Okay.
And she didn't know anything about me because she was, you know, she's not in my circle or even in the same country as I was, so there was no way for her to actually know that he was engaged. So he basically lied to her and me, and I found out. I didn't contact her. I didn't do any. I'm not petty like that. I'm not crazy either. But there was a time zone difference. For me, it was very. It was late afternoon for me, and it was early morning for him, I think. So I just left him a voice message and said, "Some lady has tagged you on very." Inappropriate photos on Facebook, and it is on my newsfeed at this point in time. I have sent you an email of screen grabs, so please explain yourself. And that was it.
Wow, that's pretty calm.
Oh, I'm so, like, this is the one thing, like, it takes a lot for me to be angry and upset. As you can tell, I'm a very giggly, very, you know, very fun type of person. But I can also, it takes a lot for me to get there, and I don't know. It was just, I was very calm about it, and I heard him out. He calls me immediately after he gets my message in the morning, and he starts saying all these things like, "Oh, she's just a colleague. We were just hanging out, blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, but the pictures are in a hotel room, and it looks very intimate. Like, how do you explain that?"
Yeah, how did he explain that?
He couldn't.
Yeah.
And the weirdest thing is, after I got married, he actually contacted me because we had like completely ended it. I
Yeah.
sent him the engagement ring. I'm not one of those ladies who also keeps the rings because he owes me. No, he doesn't. I
Yeah.
just sent back the ring anyways. So after I was married, it was a couple of years in, he contacts me and he wanted to meet me and apologize, and he did, and it was a very interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So he apologized after the fact, after you got married?
yep.
He
After many years.
He didn't apologize at that time?
No, he
Oh,
didn't.
wow. Okay.
He denied it. He completely denied it, and he actually made me think that I was overreacting. That I was looking into something that wasn't real.
Yeah.
You know how some people just gaslight you, making you think that you're hallucinating?
Yes.
Well, he tried,
Wow.
but I was like, no, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. You have an interesting life.
Oh yeah, my mom keeps telling me like I should write a book about my life. It would make a very interesting read.
Yeah, the memoirs.
The memoirs, yeah. Oh, I haven't even told you half of the stuff that my ex-husband told me when he told me that when 1 year down the line I told you things changed and
Yeah.
I found out a lot about him, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, before he met me, he was looking to find a wife. Basically, he was really tired of living by himself. He was not by himself, but basically tired of being single, and he wanted to get married. And so he actually read a book and watched this series on how to get a woman to fall in love with him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he used that on me.
Yeah.
So basically, he pretended about the whole thing.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because he said his education, his a lot of things were not real, right?
Yeah.
He was just making it up. Huh,
Yep.
interesting. So he's, I mean, but there's such a big flip. I mean, he's basically switched from someone who says he believes in God to someone who's atheist, who eats like meat, and to vegan, right? What else was there? Well, something else. Like he changed so much. He wants kids.
Completely.
He wants kids, and now he doesn't want kids. Like this is so something fishy going on.
Yeah, completely. Like it's like when somebody just studies you or pretends to be somebody and then just answers all of your questions with the perfect answers just to get you.
But doesn't he know that it won't work in the end? Like eventually, the gig is up.
Yeah, it did, but he found somebody who's committed and loyal. I am to a fault loyal, so yeah.
But eventually, but the thing is,
eventually, of course, but
if you do what he did to someone who's loyal, like once the truth is found out, like once the lies are exposed, like the loyal person is very dangerous. Like it's like the loyal person is loyal because it's based on truth and honesty, right? So it's going to backfire and it's going to really mess him up. It's like how do I say this? Yeah, you should never like betray someone who is loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
Because it's based on loyalty and based on truth and honesty. So that must have been quite a that must be really devastating for him. Like, did he ever think that you would divorce him?
I didn't divorce him. He did divorce me.
Oh, okay.
And the reason is because I I decided that I needed change again.
Okay.
I wanted to. I got this job and I wanted to move, and he didn't want to, and that was it for the two of us. I guess we decided to separate and move our own way.
So this is back home.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. So
We're very, very different people, though. But that's the thing. That sometimes when you're in love or in a serious situation, you start to. I made a lot of compromises about who I am. I like to travel. I like to get to meet new people, do a lot of different things, and he did present himself to be like that as well in the beginning, but then eventually things became really difficult because I'm a Christian. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I was born into Orthodox Christianity, and it was difficult for me to be with someone who doesn't believe in God in the first place.
Right.
And then the veganism thing is fine because I'm vegetarian, it's fine. But he took it to an extreme where he started becoming like the evangelist people who constantly are like,
bashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bashing everybody else. Everybody's wrong. You know that lady on TikTok,
Yes.
the vegan
The
teacher?
teacher,
He was like her.
Yeah, oh man, yeah.
He was like her. He was like her. Like, I couldn't even put anything that is a dairy product in the fridge.
Wow.
Yeah, he was really, really extreme about it. Yeah, it was like so strange. And then the children thing, it was like he kept saying, "Give me a year, I'll make up my mind about it." And then year 6 came along, and I'm like, "So are we gonna have kids?" And he was like, "No, I don't want to have kids ever." I was like, "Okay." Like, thank you for wasting 6 years. Like, man. I laugh about it now, but at that time it was very painful. But
I'm sure,
this is just to tell you that
yeah.
I always believe that you can take any traumatic event or anything that hurts you and just take it as a lesson learned. And all of us as human beings make mistakes or make choices that are not really great for us. But at the end of the day, how we see the world should not be changed. Your core should always remain the same. I didn't become bitter or I didn't become sour about the whole situation. I became more empowered, and I looked inward and I said, you know what, it happened for a reason.
Yes.
And I am a better person for it, and I am more closer to God and my beliefs than I used to be.
Wonderful.
And because being with someone who doesn't believe in God kind of starts to like take away from a lot of your faith as well, because they're not, you're living with someone who doesn't believe in the same things as you do. So yeah, but now it's a bit easier because I can attend church online. I can do a lot of random things that just make me feel a bit more happier than I used to be.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, who you are, your core should never change. And you should not compromise or sacrifice those things. It's important to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But that's the other thing about relationships. You need. We were talking about this earlier about communicating, but also about having a voice and voicing your opinions. You should never be at a point where you can't vocally say, these are my beliefs, I strongly believe in these things, and you need to respect that. If you're in a relationship and you can't say those things, then that relationship is not for you, because it's not respectful or open at all.
Exactly. Yeah, my point was that you need to communicate and not make the other person guess whether that person is male or female, guy or girl, right? You have to state your truths. You have to state your beliefs, right?
Yeah.
And then work towards coming to a common ground and make it a win-win kind of thing.
But
Yeah.
what would you have done if you were in my situation? So I'm just gonna ask you around
Okay.
that one. So
Sure. Which
if you
part?
were
Yeah. Okay.
with a person, okay, I'm gonna run you through the scenario. So you meet
Okay.
this person, they're amazing, they're great,
Yep.
you're like so compatible, and everything they're telling you is like everything you've been looking for in a person, and they have presented themselves in a way that is really appealing, that you see a future with them, and then a year down the line they're a completely different person, and you know their lies start to crumble around you and you start seeing a different person. What would you do in that scenario?
Well, that's a really difficult one. I think like that's why for me it takes time to get to know someone, and I constantly evaluate their relationship and the person, and whether the person measures up to what he or she, what she says, like is what she's saying true, and then I try to validate that. There's lots of integrity tests involved in that to make sure that this person is really who she is, right? Like that's basically what I do with life, with work, with everything. So this is part of who I am. So it's not like I'm testing people. I'm just like, I want to make sure that this person is who she says she is.
Okay, but I'm gonna rewind it a little
Okay,
bit. Let's say, because my scenario was very specific, I'm gonna add a little bit.
Yeah.
So this person is in your friend circle.
Uh-huh.
So when I say you're in your friend circle, it's not your immediate friend circle, but
Okay.
it's like a friend's friend, but they run in the same circle of friends, basically.
Okay.
So there are a lot of people that can vouch for them or their personality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to your family actually know each other.
Okay. So it should be easier. It should be easier to determine whether this person is being honest or not, right? Because there's people around that know this person.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't it be easier to like smoke out this person?
Not if that person has been lying to a lot of people.
Oh, okay. So it's like that guy has psychopathic. He's like a serial liar.
I would say I like sociopathic, yes.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, the thing is, when you're in love, sometimes you're not very cognizant of everything. You're just really I won't say blind, but it's just like it's too involved, too close to what's happening, right?
Yeah, true.
So it'd be hard to be objective.
100%.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
like I think I really have to lean on people around me, the friends and the family, to kind of help me to stay objective. Yeah, because sometimes they can see things that you don't see, and I think also to have third party, other people from, who are not even mutual friends to help me out. I think it's important. But I mean, it's a really difficult situation. I mean, it's hard to like if he has been lying to all these people and successfully lying, and no one sees through him, then it's hard for you also. I think it's harder because it's emotional for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, let me explain how
yeah.
So for the 6 years we had issues, nobody around us knew how bad things were.
Yeah.
Like literally no one.
Yeah.
Because he always told me like it's nobody's business and don't tell anyone about what's happening in our relationship.
Yeah.
So I never told anyone, like ever. So there was, again, everybody thought we were a perfect couple.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? And then when we decided to move our separate ways, and everybody was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Because After I moved, he kept telling people that no, we're still together.
Wow. Okay,
And
that's
we're still together.
there's something clearly wrong with this person. Also, when someone tells you to like not tell people and keep it secret, like that's a warning sign. That's a red flag right there. Yeah, because
but this is the thing. When, as you said, when you're in love,
yeah,
the red flag.
I understand.
They could be waving right in your front of your face, and you wouldn't even recognize that they're red flag.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think we got response.
Morning from Australia.
Morning.
Literally just woke up, so sorry for the husky voice.
Good morning.
Any chance that I can talk about recently breaking up with my girlfriend, just for some advice and a second opinion? Thanks.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
We're very happy to listen to you and try to help if we can.
Yep. We're gonna keep talking, but just make a message again, and we'll listen to it. So yeah, back to your story. I mean, it's like, I think you were young and you were in love, and this kind of stuff happens to a lot of people. So it's difficult. I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but it hasn't really. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm still a hopeless romantic at heart, though. Even though I went through a lot of stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's who you are, and it's good that you didn't become jaded because of this. Like sometimes people might become, they would start being cynical, but you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No,
so
no.
it's good. It didn't like kill your. What's the word for thinking?
So I was with a girl for a few months now who is absolutely amazing in every form, and we were amazing in every form, and like honestly everything was amazing, and all of a sudden started to go downhill because of her health. She had the stomach surgery where she makes the stomach smaller so she can lose weight, and she did, but the problem is her weight just kept going down and down and down, and so she's very, very unwell currently. So she wanted to end things because she wants to focus on her health. She doesn't like anyone being around her. I'm heartbroken because I feel like I need to support her, but she doesn't need that. What are your thoughts?
You gonna take that?
I would actually say two things. One, I think she's in a very difficult situation because she needs to focus on herself. I'm not 100% sure about the surgery, but I know it does have an impact not just on the body but self-image, and also I've had a few friends who've done it, and it has an impact on you beyond your body and how you see yourself, and it takes time, and especially because she has complications, then it would have even a bigger impact on her than, The second part is it's about the communication. I guess if she has openly said that she wants some time, have you had that conversation with her where why she needs that time? Is it just to go away and heal and feel better, like physically, or is it that she just needs space to figure out her next move? There are so many things that go into our minds and things that we think about that sometimes we don't vocalize, and I think putting I'm not saying put pressure on her to communicate, but it's important that you don't expect her to also have had everything figured out, because she's still searching for answers, I believe. So that's all I can say about it. How about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I think sometimes people get into relationships and they don't. It's not real love. It could be just infatuation. It could be a crush. I'm not sure what stage you're in. Usually in the beginning it's like puppy love, and you just love spending time with each other and becoming really close. And so you got to figure out which stage of love you're in, and because each stage has different responsibilities and roles. So like maybe you're not in a deep relationship yet, where she wants to break up because it's she doesn't want to hurt you, right? And pull you down, because like if she's going through this health issue, like what Emily said just now about self-image and that kind of stuff. She just needs some time away, and you need to respect her, give her some space. Yeah. And then continue the conversation, and maybe when she feels better, you guys can figure things out. But right now it's like you just got to know, like, does she lean on your love to help her, support her during this time, or not?
Yeah, I also want to add one thing. It's how the two of you define the relationship is also might be different. You might be seeing it in a certain way and she might not.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, if you can be her friend and be supportive without being in a relationship with her,
Mm-hmm.
and if that's something that you are able to do in the meantime until she is comfortable enough with what is happening, or she feels better physically, and is able to even consider getting back together or something like that, maybe that's something you could do. I hope we're helping, but look, we're not professionals. We're just two people who have had a lot of life experiences and gone through a lot of ups and downs in life, that we're just two friends having a conversation. So if it's helpful, I hope it is, but give yourself a break as well. It's important not to be hard on ourselves for not being there for people when they want space, because maybe giving them space is something that is beneficial to them. And yeah, that's what I can say.
I hope that helped, because this is a very unique situation as well. So but yeah, I wish you and her all the best. And hopefully you guys can clarify and figure out what is happening and stay objective.
Yeah. And stay strong. And stay strong for her as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know if you have any more questions or anything we can help with.
Cool.
This has been an interesting chat, Daddy.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like 2 hours already. Time flies.
Yeah.
Time just flies every time we talk.
Which is a good thing.
It is, yeah. So,
well, if
yeah, is there any other questions or thoughts you had that we need to talk about?
I guess we have our other social hour conversations that we can have. And,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of relationship-related questions that we can address. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Tuesday on crypto. So a lot of new stuff happening. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just red everywhere. Everything is down
I
right
know,
now.
like I I opened, this has become a new thing for me.
Yeah.
But I opened the
the app.
the coin market
Yeah.
app, and I
Yeah.
actually start looking at the numbers, and I get, wow, okay, this is not good.
It'll bounce back, just like everything. Eventually, just hang in there. Don't, don't, don't freak out. Basically, just hang in there. You need a strong tummy, a strong stomach, and just be resilient. Because the market will. Yeah,
I'm actually going to be resilient with this one because
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this is temporary.
It is. Yeah.
And it will bounce back because the relevance of this is actually very prominent now. So, we'll stick to it and keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the other topics as well. I think we have a whole big long list of good, interesting topics for the future. So we'll start, creating schedules so people can find out about it on this app, and then we can, I think it's really interesting. I think it's just also really cool that we have a wide range of topics we can talk about.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like we're both very much experienced in a lot of things, so it's good that we have that range as well.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're very lucky, though. I've noticed that there's a lot of different people on this app, and I feel very grateful and lucky that I've met you, somebody who kind of shares the same values as well as I do, so it's good.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, who's this?
Thanks for the advice, guys. I'm just super emotional at the moment, so I'm just gathering my thoughts and myself before I answer your questions and continue the conversation, if you don't mind.
No, we don't mind at all.
Yeah, we don't mind at all.
Yeah, it's a very emotional time.
Did I tell you about the guy I spoke to yesterday who is
No.
in Amsterdam? It was fun. The recording is there, but it was a very interesting conversation because he was walking a dog called Beanie, and he was yelling, "Beanie, come here, good girl," the whole time we were on the phone.
Okay. Okay. That's hilarious.
I was like pausing every time he was talking to the dog because it sounds like if somebody actually walked into the conversation, they would think that he's talking to me.
Yeah.
He's referring to a dog.
Yes. Yeah, I think some things break down in this on this app, like those things that people just hop in and like, what's going on, right? Just like me playing the game, making babies, and they're like, no, don't say that.
Oh yeah. What are you talking?
Yep. Oh man, it's like push.
I opened the app this morning and I walked into this conversation where I felt really awkward.
Okay.
And then, so it was two people who were arguing. One was a Muslim and the other one was Christian, and one was yelling at the other one, and the other one was like rebuking the demon out of him. It was like
Oh man.
the weirdest conversation ever. I was like,
I can,
wow.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I've seen that kind of stuff on YouTube, I think. Yeah, it's pretty bizarre.
And then the call drops and another person comes in, and then he completely generalizes everything about Christianity, and I was like, oh God, no.
No. Oh boy.
Yeah, this app has a lot of different people, which is it's interesting and good in a certain way, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I don't use this app besides talking to you. Like, I don't really use it as much as I thought I would have. Yeah.
I might have to do that as well because I feel like it's not really a very productive or positive environment all the time.
Yeah. No, I mean, if I'm looking to kill some time or just to talk to new people or something, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there like you, like me out there who would be good to talk to. Yeah, but it's just not. It's not like it's not a priority right now in my life. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm glad that
I,
at
and I
least.
can appreciate that.
But we should still continue to do our shows on this app and meet people, and people can chime in and talk and give some feedback, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a great place once you find someone that you can talk to, relate to, and work with, and
Yeah.
yeah. So
And who has the same work ethic as you do? Because I'm pretty organized, and I like to be organized. So, and I can tell that you do as well.
yeah,
So we're on the same page on that one.
yeah. I'm always optimizing and tweaking stuff, making it better and better.
Oh, I was watching one of your videos about productivity. I liked it. I really want to put that as one of our topics if possible. Like, I know a lot of people think that, oh no, you need to only talk about business and entrepreneurship, but actually being an employed person as well, or even an entrepreneur, you need to learn about how to manage your time
Right.
and be more productive, right?
Yeah.
And I really liked that video. It was really good. Yeah, I'm not deep diving into your videos, but it just keeps popping up on my feed now.
Oh, that's fine. No, just listen to it, and it's
I actually liked it.
yeah. I
was
put it
good.
I put it out there so people can hear it. Like I put all kinds of content. I'm not just one specific niche or one area. I just like, if I'm doing games, I put my games up. If I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I put it up. So yeah, once you get past that, anyway, yeah, you just continue whatever you like. If you watch it, it's all out there. It's all public. So go ahead, yeah, and then give me feedback, and then I can improve. I love the feedback loop. Improve, improve, improve. I try to optimize life and myself and get better. Yeah, so thanks for that. Yeah, we can talk about.
My job is about optimizing, right? Because
Yeah, I
the
know.
supply chain system,
Yeah, exactly.
optimization and creating efficiencies is basically what I do for a living. So
Yep.
my day job, and this is like, I'm becoming like Batman. This is my night job. The other job is my day job.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's pretty cool. Like, I think a lot of people are going to start doing that because like they can't survive on just doing a day job because there's no job security in reality. Eventually,
Yeah.
any time people can just lay you off. So you need to have something on the side. Be Batman.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So as I said before, we were really good. We were amazing. Not because it was puppy love, but it just because of her health, and it wasn't psychological. They need to do like a revision surgery because they fucked it up, and they just kept putting her on different medications, which in turn made her super depressed and anxious, which she's not that type of person. Hence why she is pushing people away and doesn't want anyone around her, like not even her mother, who she says is her best friend. So she's really scared about her health. So there's two parts to me, and that's I'm upset that I'm worried about her health, and the other part is obviously I'm heartbroken.
I'm really sorry, Aussie girl. It must be a very difficult situation.
Yeah, my heart goes out for you. Yeah, I mean,
I just hope that your girlfriend finds some sort of solace in the fact that that she has you and her mom and other people in her life. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say just keep
Depression is really horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say keep in touch with her, even though she may be pushing people away. There could be the drugs doing that, like drugs. Depending on how the body deals with it, like it can cause depression and all this other stuff, psychological or physical. So, just don't give up. Don't give up on her. And
the one thing about depression is that you actually want to run away from people, but sometimes really you want them to pay attention to you as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, just don't turn away from her because she's pushing you away. That's what I mean. It's very difficult. Some people can be very. It can manifest in different ways, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't want you there or her mom to be there. It's just the medication and what she's going through, and as you said, it's like the physical changes and the medication. All of it has an impact on her being. So it's about understanding and finding it in your heart just to push through all of that and be there for her. But it doesn't necessarily have to be in the capacity of a girlfriend or in a relationship, but try to find a way to just be there for her regardless.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense, Daniel.
Yeah, it does. I think she needs a lot of rest. Just give her rest, but also try to keep in touch and just stay and just support her during this time. It's a difficult time transitioning and stuff. So yeah, that's difficult. I can't imagine how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, on that note, I hope, Ozzy Girl, if you have any last words to say to us, we hope and pray that, your girlfriend recovers well, and that you also get some strength and you find a way to communicate with her and support her. And you also, I know you're emotional right now, but take some time to figure things out for yourself as well and take care of yourself, please. Yeah, if you have any last words, we'll be happy to talk to you. But yeah, it's getting late from my side, Danny.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah. So follow us, and we'll be talking every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Well, depending, if
or Sunday.
Yeah, depending on the days. Like, just check our schedule. Just follow us, and then you can always message us. And also, I think I'm on social media, so you can message me on Instagram or anything. I'm not sure about Empress.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am also on.
So yeah, feel free to message us.
Instagram. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So feel free to message us if you need to talk a bit more about any of these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been quite a good conversation. We just, I think, hit 2 hours 10 minutes. I think around. Yeah, exactly. And today we're talking about relationships, and usually we talk about crypto and a whole bunch of other things. We have very soon we're going to be talking about business and what other topic, religion, and what other topics do we have? That's
Technology.
Technology, yes.
We've got some games and stuff that we do as well. So
Yeah.
We're thinking of a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But so I'm virtually sending her a hug because
Thanks. Sorry for being a drag. So she's mentioned a few times that she just wants to sort herself out, and that she will still be in love with me and just wants to sort herself out. Even her mum messaged and called and said, just hang in there. She still thinks the world of you, but she's really terrified about her health and just wants to look after herself, which is fair enough. I just want to say thanks. I followed you both, and I hope to catch up with you another time. Sorry for being a drag.
You were not a drag at all.
Not at all, no.
And we're always happy to listen, even if you just want to talk. Our Instagrams are available on our accounts here, so feel free to drop us a line. And please take care of yourself, and yeah. Well, Daniel, on that note,
Yes. Cool.
I hope you have a lovely room. Is it already evening there, right?
No,
Or-
it's only 4 o'clock. It's only 4
Yeah.
p.m. right now, so it's still early. And there's actually a game I want to try out. After this, I'm going to start a new stream, and it's a game called
Okay, so I'll.
It's called 1800. It's actually basically like
Okay.
it's like SimCity. You can check it out. Anyone can check it out on Twitch. I'm on Twitch and YouTube.
I will
So
be on Twitch too.
yeah, and then you can yeah. So it's a free weekend. Every weekend they give you a free game to try it out for the weekend, and then it ends.
Uh-huh.
So I've been really busy the last few days. So this is the first time I'm gonna try it, and then it's gonna end in a few hours, and become like paid again.
Okay.
But yeah, if anyone was
Oh,
interested,
okay.
check it out on YouTube and Twitch. And yeah, I really enjoyed talking to you.
Same here. It
And
was fun.
this is a really good topic. I think we should come back to this later on, and
Yeah.
I think a lot
sure.
more people will. Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, and also the recording is also on YouTube, so anyone can like watch it, listen to it. I should also make it
Fantastic.
into a PD. Also put it in. I should actually make some of these into like a podcast, because people don't always have to watch it. Anyway, we can talk about
Yeah.
that offline. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Same.
Thanks,
Have,
Emery.
have a great time gaming.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Bye now. Bye everyone.
Bye, Aussie girl.
Alright, so I am going to end this stream, and we're going to play this game. I will tell you. I mean, give me a few minutes break. I'll be right back. So because it's gonna be a new stream, and if you're listening, then I'm gonna take a short, like 15-minute break or something, and I'll start a new stream. So check out my YouTube and my Twitch, and if you are watching this on YouTube, just check out my next video. I don't remember the name of this game, but it's a Steam game, and it's a free weekend. And actually no, it's not a Steam game. It's not a Steam game. It's actually with Epic. It's an Epic game. Anyway, maybe I'll tag it in the description below. So check it out. Thanks, guys. See you. And take care. If you're listening to this or watching this, if you're seeing this on YouTube, like, subscribe, follow, comment, and share with your friends. And if you're watching on Twitch, follow, comment, and if you're listening to this on the podcast, then feel free to share it, comment, and all that good stuff as well. Thanks. Bye now.